The story really hinges on what your intentions were for the RNC versus, say, what was inspired or induced by Brandon Darby. Brad, give us your impressions of Brandon during those organizing meetings leading up to the RNC.
Well, I mean, Brandon was just a really assertive, very knowledgeable sort of guy. He set the tone of the meetings. A lot of the meetings were just between he and I and nobody else. And so he would set when and where we were going to meet. I didn't have a car, so a lot of times I'd have to bike or whatever to get there. And then when we were there, he would ask me a lot of questions and then give me sort of tasks to accomplish over the week until the next meeting. And, I would go and I would do those things. I would, go to meetings and take notes, and then I'd come back with reports for him so he would know what was going on.
This American Life had done a piece on Brandon Darby in 2009, and he claims that, there was a lot of talk of bravado. You can't be tofu eaters. They're gonna kick you down, and we're gonna shut the RNC down, all this stuff. And, you're gonna be willing to do whatever it takes. He claims that he was actually trying to discourage you, like to scare you away from what he says you guys were wanting to do, like your perhaps violent intentions. What do you think about that?
I mean, for me, when I heard that article or that interview, and I heard that particular spot where he was saying, and it's come up again, time and time again, that he was actually trying to dissuade us, trying to talk about the intensity and the extremity of these things so he could dissuade us. And I might have been more willing to believe that if he wouldn't have been saying things that, this is what's going to happen and I'm prepared to deal with it.
So what are some of those things he said?
Well, like in the film, it talks about how he was talking about people going to sexually violate us in prison and how they were going to, beat us and attack us. And, he had different experiences when he was going to go do critical resistance in Lebanon and, what he was prepared to do in, Lebanon, even though he didn't actually.